How sweet the sound.
Let me invite you all to find a comfortable seat. You can be kneeling, seated, legs off to the side. Whatever feels comfortable for you this morning. Begin to assess how it feels to be me in this moment, in this time, in this place. Join us for a few ohms. Practice out of love for myself to learn the truth for the benefit of all. Namovaha Sadavaha Swagatam Sadavaha. Welcome, good and beautiful friends, and may you find blessings upon your journey. Namaskar. Well, good morning, folks. Not going to use too much light this morning. We're just going to wait for the sun to rise as we approach spring. The sun will be up when this class begins, and we're just going to use the light of my halo at the beginning. Let us all be that light body. Let us all bring our awareness to our core, to our true center, to that part of us that has always been with us. Any memory we have, that part of us was there. Come into that stillness at our center, that stillness in the center of a turning world. Begin to bring your awareness from the center out. Begin to notice that from that center as we go out, we begin to notice features, aspects. Take a slow journey this morning from the center out. That place that's always with us, that part of us, moving outward without fear, only curiosity, only a welcoming openness to whatever arises. Making our way outwards, beginning to notice the energy flows in our body. You can easily feel the breath entering and leaving. Maybe we can feel that there's sensations, maybe emotions tied with the breath and the thoughts about the breath. Just allow those to arise. Allow those to just pass by your awareness when they're ready to go. Begin to notice as we move outward that we do have a physical being. Begin to notice the parts of us that are in contact with the earth. The parts of us that are bearing the weight of the rest of the body, aligning with the forces of the earth. Aligning the forces of the true within to the true without. Begin to feel the breath, your breath, begin to interact with the way you're aligned on the earth. Notice how every breath creates movement. Because we're moving, the rest of the body has to adjust to maintain an equanimity and ease while maintaining an awareness and alertness. Sthira Sukha. Begin to feel the power of the breath on the inhale, allowing the belly to relax and expand forward. Feeling the pelvis roll gently forward. On a slow, easy exhale, allow your body to relax. Notice through the relaxation that the belly actually tones just a little bit deep in the center of the pelvis, just a little bit. Allow the pelvis to roll backwards just a little. Allow the pelvis to begin to rock with the rhythm of your breath. Just slowly and easily, hardly at all. Hands can be on your knees. Hands can be on your ankles, on your feet, wherever feels good to you. Just allow your pelvis to move slightly and easily, keeping your awareness on your breath. Allowing your belly to fill, your chest area to fill, your upper ribs. Maybe even feel the pressure begin to come up your neck. Every breath is a chance to lengthen the body. Feel the pressure in the pelvic floor with a downward impulse and the pressure at the collarbone with an upward impulse. On the exhale, just allow that to settle down. Allow the back to lengthen down towards the floor. Pelvis rocks on the exhale backwards. Top of the pelvis goes backwards just a little. Subtle movement, subtle breath. Feel the engagement, the lower ribs on the inhale. Feel the pressure pushing down from this point in the air. It's actively engaging for the inhale, passively allowing the body to relax for the exhale. Let's change that a little. On your next inhale, allow your body to fill. Just pause for a moment and allow the exhale to begin. And then about halfway as the exhale's gone, force the navel towards the spine, even lower than the navel, towards the spine and up. Actively exhaling and then relax the belly. And allow the breath just to flow through the nose with no effort to fill the void that we left behind with the exhale. And we'll continue in that way for 3 minutes. Forceful exhale, drawing the lower belly in, and then slowly allowing everything to relax. Open the nose. Slow and easy. Developing a little heat deep in the body, a little energy of transformation. It's called Kabbalah body. Skull shining. The force, you can feel it all the way to the crown of the head. Allow your body to totally relax. When you feel the impulse, you can feel the energy, and then just let it go. Feel. Find a rhythm that's right for you. Relax your jaw. Feel the pelvis. In the exhale, feel the pelvis roll backward. The belly expands. Allow the pelvis to roll forward. This pelvis movement is part of the breath. It's part of the shape change of our torso to facilitate an increase in volume on the inhale. Now force the inhale. Don't apply any effort to the inhale. your natural breath return on its own. How does it feel to be without a story? Just a recognition of the sensations of being. So let's slowly begin to make our way onto our backs. Feel a little bit into the pelvis a little bit more. So find a comfortable place on your back. Just begin to notice how you're lying on the earth. Begin with the back of your head. How does the back of your head feel? Maybe allow your nose to move a little bit to the left, a little bit to the right, taking the head with it. Or you could move the tongue to the left, the tongue to the right. You can feel the sensation all the way down through the spine. The tongue is the top of the pelvic floor. Feel that. Maybe allow the jaw to move a little bit to the left and the right, just the jaw. Allow it to relax, open. Allow it to the left. Allow it to the right. To roll a little bit to the left and the right again. Maybe allow the tongue and the jaw to go with the head. It's back and forth just a little, maybe an inch each way. Now open your eyes. If your tongue, your jaw, and your nose are moving to the left, allow your eyes to slowly move to the right. This is difficult. This involves the entire deep brain. And then allow them both to come back to center, tracking each other, coming to center, and then allowing the nose, the jaw, and the head to move to the opposite direction. The eyes move to the opposite direction. Slow and easy, and back to center. Head moving opposite from the eyes in the opposite direction. Just a little, just a little. Just a few times. And notice how that feels in your body. This is a movement that's really unusual in the modern world, but it's essential for the way humans lived until very recently. We lose those patterns. It's really is important to who we are as humans to use these deep patterns of existence. All right, so now let's bring the awareness down underneath the neck. Just feel the space beneath the neck, down between the shoulder blades. Just noticing if the shoulders are lying on the floor, the ground, comfortably, if they feel the same, or if one side feels different than the other. Maybe one shoulder feels heavier than the other. Just sensing, not trying to adjust, just feeling. The body does this on its own. When we consciously try to change it, you're just going to screw it up. Conscious mind doesn't do this kind of work. This is the deep subconscious. The subconscious that keeps us alive. Bring your awareness down to where the ribs meet the spine, the lower ribs meet the spine. See if you can feel an expansion in the ribs and the vertebrae right at the bottom of the chest on the inhale and the exhale. Feel a widening. Feel your whole chest expanding from side to side. And your awareness down the spine into the lower back, into the curve of the lower Just noticing the distance without telling a story about that distance between the earth and your back. Does it feel like it's the same on both sides? Down to the back of the pelvis. Just feeling the back of the pelvis. Does the pelvis feel like it's level? Does one side, the left side, or the right side feel like it's off the ground a little bit more than the other side? And while we're here, why don't we just give our butt muscles a little squeeze, draw them towards each other, a little bit of energy and let go. A little bit of energy squeezing the glutes just a little bit. See if you can feel them engage equally or whether there's a difference. Try to make it equal. You may feel a significant difference. Bring your awareness down to the backs of your legs. All the way down, space behind the knee. Down the back of the calves, all the way to the feet, the heels. Just notice if your legs feel the same length as each other. From the ankle to the hip. Just paying attention. Now slowly begin to bring your knees to standing. Just find a comfortable place with your feet under your knees. And we're just going to do a few pelvic movements. So perhaps on an inhale, allow your belly to expand. Allow your belly to relax. This is a big problem we have. We want to keep our belly tight all the time, and it's not made for that. Allow the breath to expand the belly. And see if you can feel the pelvis roll a little bit, but as we expand into the belly, make sure the back is coming closer to the floor too. Even though you can feel the back engage and lift a little bit off the floor, breathe into the lower back as well as the belly. Allow the pelvis to roll. So the pelvis, lower back is becoming further from the floor. And on the exhale, see if you can bring your awareness to the center of the pelvis and allow it to become heavier. Lower back flattening on the floor. You may feel a little pressure in the bottom of your feet. But just do that a few times. Right? Just an arch on the inhale. Allow the lower back to arch. Even though we're breathing into the lower back. And then on the exhale, just relax everything down. Feel a little bit of pressure in your feet. Inhale up. Maybe you feel the weight of the feet lighten on the earth a little bit. Exhale down. Interlace the fingers behind your head. Now we're just going to work with the upper part of the body on your next exhale. This works best on the exhale. Allow the elbows to come towards each other. Just keep the head heavy on the hands. Just allow the elbows to come towards each other. Noticing any difference in the sensation, whether one elbow, one arm's easier to move, and then slowly on the inhale back down. So if you can use your breath to support the movement. Now the next time we exhale, we're actually going to start to press the palms of the hands into the head as the elbows come together. And without trying to engage neck muscles, just lift the head a little bit. Elbows maybe go towards the knees a little bit. And then slowly allow the elbows to widen as you lower the head back down. So do that again and bring your awareness to the lower front ribs as you're lifting the head. Soften the lower ribs so that they come towards the pelvis. And you can even press your feet into the floor. Bring the pelvis towards the lower ribs. Supporting your head with your hands. Trying to keep the head light. Using your shoulder blades to lift. So we'll do that again. On the exhale, slowly begin to lift the head and at the same time press the feet down. And draw the pelvis towards the lower ribs and the lower ribs towards the pelvis. So we're not allowing the ribs to flare up and out, allowing them to soften down towards the pelvis. All right, now just take a little relaxation. You can bring the arms back to the side of the body. In somatics, we take a lot of time, somatic awareness moments. You can feel how it feels. Allow our brain to process the movement, understand the sensations. Interlace the fingers. Now do the non-habitual way. So if your right index finger is always on top of your left, pull them apart. Put your left index finger on top of your right. Palms behind your head. And we're going to do the same thing. Exhale. Navel comes down. Lower ribs soften. Tail comes towards the lower ribs. And as we start to lower back down, begin to press the feet into the floor and lift the pelvis just a little. And then slowly allow the pelvis to come back down. And we're just lifting the pelvis. We're not lifting the back. Allow the navel to drop. Lift the head, soften the ribs. And back. Always like to do a few pelvic rolls, a few of these arch and flattens, engaging the spine in flexion and in extension. Flexion going forward, extension this way. I'd like to do a few of those before we do anything else. And let's do one other thing I like to do. Bring your hands to the crest of the pelvis on the side of your body so that your fingertips are pointing towards your tailbone, kind of in the soft part, the groin area. And on the next exhale, slowly begin to press the soles of the feet into the floor evenly as you can and allow the pelvis to begin to lift, and maybe just a few inches. And then begin to press into one foot and allow the pelvis to translate, keeping it level in one direction and then back to neutral. Pressing into the opposite foot, bringing the pelvis in the opposite direction. So we're just allowing the pelvis to go back and forth, not tipping it like this or like this. We're keeping it level, and that's what our hands are helping us do, to sense that levelness. Allowing the weight to shift from foot to foot. Knees are still towards the sky. So when we're moving the pelvis to the right, the left side of the body is lengthening. See if you can feel that. We're moving it to the left, the right side of the body is lengthening. Allow your head to begin to move with this. So when my pelvis moves to the right, my head naturally, right now, wants to move to the left. So I'm allowing that to happen. Keep the weight into the feet. Try to keep the back relaxed, the belly relaxed. Breathing deep into the belly and exhaling deep from the belly. Soft and easy. Maybe hearing the sound of the breath. Hum on the inhale. Sigh on the exhale. And then go ahead, next time you're in the center position, go ahead and let your tail come down. Bring the knees together. Palms up towards the sky, arms to the side of the body. Roll your palms down and touch the floor with your palms. Flatten the fingers on the floor. And then roll over the pinky side of the hands and flatten the back of the hands on the floor. Try to keep the shoulders relaxed, the elbows relaxed, the jaw relaxed, and just feel the rotation. Shoulder joint itself, just soft and easy. See if you can feel the connection between the shoulders. Maybe you can even start to feel the connection between the shoulders and the pelvis. Okay, so bring your hands back to your pelvis once again. Knees over the feet, more or less. And I like to have my feet under my knees so that the weight of the legs is resting in the feet, the way they're designed to work. Okay, so now we're going to bring this into a little different type of movement. So bring your hands, both hands, to the back of the left leg. Interlace the fingers underneath, kind of in the knee pit here, behind the knee, and just allow the sole of the foot to lift towards the sky. So the right knee is still towards the ceiling, right foot's comfortably on the floor, back is comfortably on the floor, jaw is relaxed. And pressing the heel more or less straight up from the pelvis, allowing your left pelvis to be heavy, and breathe softly and easily into the left pelvis. Ribs expand, allow your full body breath, and exhale, try to relax into the left pelvis. And now slowly, keep your hands behind your knee, and you can even direct the movement. Begin to allow the knee to turn out from the heel. Feel this rotation in the pelvis, just a little bit. And then back to neutral. And do that several times, turning the toe out. You can use your hands to help with this, but don't force it, just in the ease of the movement. Just several turns out. As slow and as easy as you can, really feeling into that movement. This is usually a place that's rich in sensation. So next time you find your foot neutral, go ahead and just bend to the knee and allow the foot to come down. Just kind of hang there. Foot. My arms are long, the weight of the leg is kind of being held by my shoulders. And now just from the foot, turn the foot out at the ankle if you can. Just turn the foot out at the ankle. So now the movement is more a rotation at the knee joint, but you can still feel this in your pelvis. Feel that connection all the way up from the legs. This is a big part of standing, is finding these lines of energy deep in the body. We can bear the weight of our body going into the earth and the weight of the earth coming into our body. Yes. Equal and opposite forces. And then go ahead and just let that left leg come down for just a moment and bring the knees together into a constructive rest. You can extend the legs long. Just take a moment to feel the difference between the left pelvis, especially the hip joint, and the right. My left pelvis is just alive. It feels like there's all kinds of stuff going on in there. The right feels kind of dead in comparison. So let's go back to the left side, interlace the fingers, but interlace the fingers in the non-habitual way, behind the left knee now. Just start to notice if you feel the difference between habitual and non-habitual in the fingers. Usually that's a really creepy thing for people when they first start doing that. But you really recognize how deep your habits are. You always interlace your fingers the same way, always, until now. So once again, press the heel towards the ceiling while allowing just the weight of the pelvis to pull down. Feeling the leg getting longer by pushing the heel up and just letting the weight of the body pull the leg down. Okay, and this time we're going to do a little different movement. We're going to try to rotate the toes inwards. Feel that in the pelvis. You can help with the hands just a little bit and back to neutral. This is where I stop. I hardly have any movement internally, and that's pretty typical for the Western human. Sitting all the time. We lose the internal rotation. External rotation gets amplified. Internal rotation really gets lessened, and then you don't have a balance. This is an important balance to keep. So slow and easy. even with this little movement, I can feel a chatter in my head. It's not a smooth movement. Try to smooth it out by slowing down even more. So the weight of the leg in the hands, bouncing it here a little bit. I really want you bouncing, but I just want to show you that I'm not holding any tension in that leg. Then allow the knee to bend. Next time you're in neutral. Try to allow the foot to relax, the knee to relax. Now just turn the toes in a little bit. Heel out, toes in, and relax. So this is an internal rotation, principally at the knee joint, but feel it all the way down into the hip joint. This is actually a really nice way if you bring your arch of your foot towards your pelvic floor, you can feel the connection through the leg, between the arch of the foot and the pelvic floor. The pelvic floor is a mirror for the twin arches of the feet. If you bring the feet together, the arches of the feet look like a diaphragm, like the pelvic diaphragm. When you've done that a few times, go ahead and allow the left foot to come down. Come into a constructive rest or extend the legs long, whichever feels right. Just begin to bring your awareness to the pelvic area, to the hips, and notice any difference between the two sides. Let's bring the knees to standing once again. This time we're going to bring the awareness to the right leg. Interlace the fingers in the non-habitual way. Bring it behind the right leg. Press the right heel towards the ceiling. Allow your body to be heavy, soft. Begin to turn the toes out and the heel in. Guiding, assisting with the hands, but not pushing. When the movement stops being smooth, we turn around and go backwards. Allow the brain to catch up these sensations that it hasn't felt in a while, hasn't processed, hasn't made a lot of sense out of it, maybe since you were 5. Slow and easy, just noticing the difference in the quality of the movement on one side and the other. Try to relax into your back. As I hold tension on my right side when I'm doing this, I can really feel the difference between my right leg and my left. My lower back's trying to escape from the floor. Pushing it down is not going to help. Just breathing into it to make it a little bit larger and relaxing. And go ahead and allow the knee to bend. Find that relaxed spot here. Ankles relaxed, and just turn the heel in and the toes out a little bit. See if you can feel that in the knees. See if you can feel that connection all the way into the pelvis, into the hip joint. Just a few times. We don't need a lot of this. And try to change it up a little bit. You can move where your leg is just a little bit each time you do it. Change the length of your arms just a little bit each time you do it. It's going to change the sensation. It's going to give yourself more opportunities to learn. And you go ahead and drop the right foot down slowly and easily. Bring the knees together into a rest position. Breathe into your belly. Relax your jaw. Feel your feet on the floor. Feel your shoulders. Begin to become aware of a line running from the crown of your head all the way to your pelvic floor, right through the center of your body. You can start to become aware of that. Bring the right back of the right knee between the hands. Interlace the hands in the habitual way. Whatever's habitual for you, press the right knee or the right heel up towards the sky. Toes gently down. We're not really forcing this too much. We try to relax into the right pelvis. Now we're going to slowly guide the toes inward and the heel outward. You didn't even see me move there. The side is really hugged up. Slowly back. The slower you move, the more you learn. This is not a conscious learning. This is a subconscious learning. Moving our body through space is not a conscious thing humans should be doing. It should be totally. It should just be a desire from the brain and the body responds without having to ask the conscious brain to get involved. The secret here is to relax as much as you can. I start to notice I was getting a little engaged in my right shoulder blade here. Rather letting that relax down. Then let the knee bend on the right side. Find the relaxed spot here. Someplace where everything feels really relaxed. And I do this. I'll rock and roll a little bit to find an evenness in my body, an equanimity. That right ankle be really soft. Right arms, right leg, jaw, soft. Then begin to turn the toes in and the heel out. So this is principally at the knee now. The sensations will be where the sensations are. You can look for that connection between the arch of the right foot and the pelvic floor, if you like. As you turn the arch of the right foot towards the pelvic floor. You can do this movement with the breath, but if you're doing it with the breath and you're always turning on an inhale, try turning on the exhale, and vice versa. Another thing that I like to do here is I'm breathing like every 3 or 4 times, but I'm not counting every time I move the foot. So I'm not trying, the breath is independent of the movement. Drop that right foot, extend the legs long for just a moment. You start to bring a little bit more energy into the practice now. So, bring your toes, rotate your pelvis, your hip joints. So your toes are towards the ceiling. Engage your ankles so the toes are towards the ceiling. And then engage your glutes a little bit. Engage your glutes and feel your heels become heavier as you engage your glutes. Relax the legs, just engage the glutes and let go. Engage the glutes, let go. Engage the glutes, let go. So you can feel that energy transfer down to the heels. Now with the awareness on the energy of the heels and without engaging the glutes, start moving the toes forward and back so that the heels don't move. And maybe you can find a place as you press the heels away and bring the toes to, you can feel force come up the legs, into the pelvis, transfer to the spine. Feel the crown of the head move away from your body. And as you move the toes to the wall in front of the feet, you can feel just the opposite happen. Now this is a really awkward movement for many people if you haven't done this kind of thing before. But this is learning that weight and energy transfer from the feet, from the heels. Notice the heels are lifting and coming down. This is walking. We are walking. We're just bringing the weight to the back of the heel. You might notice it's actually coming towards the bottom of the heel. The easier this becomes for you, the more the weight transfers forward onto the heel. And you can feel your whole body. And what you want to try to sense here is that your skeleton is moving, but your flesh is staying more still. So the bone is moving throughout your body, especially the spine is moving independent of the flesh underneath. You can feel that engagement all the way up, noticing any difference between the two sides. And then go ahead and release that movement. Allow your This is something I enjoy doing quite a bit. Now bring your feet to standing. We're going to do that same kind of thing. Find a place where your feet are comfortable, and you'll be able to feel this much better, but the real movement is with the legs extended. So now press your feet into the floor, but don't allow the pelvis to lift. So it's like press your feet down and your toes away from your tail. See if you can feel the energy transfer now into your pelvis from your legs all the way up. And then pull the heels towards the butt. You can feel your head sink down. Press the heels away, your head gets longer. Bring the heels in. And you can just do a little rocking motion like this. And this is all in the pelvis. Try to release the pelvis. Just a little bit of energy in the feet back and forth. And maybe you can find the rhythm of your pelvis. What do I mean by that? Go ahead and stop for a minute. Go ahead and press your feet down into the floor so that your lower back comes into the floor. Now stop pressing into your feet. What happens? Your pelvis just rolls back. Try the opposite. Right? So lift your feet. Don't lift your feet, but make your feet lighter so that the pelvis rolls up. And then let your feet become heavier. What happens? You naturally come down. It's like a spring or elasticity. Your body wants to return to the normal, relaxed position. So just like if you're pushing a child on a swing, you just don't have to use much energy. You can just use like your pinky finger. If every time they come towards you, just put a little bit of energy into it. Same thing with your pelvis. Just a little bit of energy each time. And you can find the rhythm of your pelvis just like you can find the rhythm of a child's swing. So that you do almost no energy and you get your pelvis rocking like this. This is an opportunity to totally relax. This is the same movement as when your legs are extended. You're going to feel the same exact thing. Now extend your legs and try that. Maybe you'll feel that movement a little bit better now. Looking for the rhythm of your body. Letting your back relax. We're just using very little effort here. It's just like the child on a swing. No effort. Just movement. You can try maybe moving one leg a little bit more than the other. Just go ahead and take a break now. We're going to come into some other movement. I'm just going to come into the constructive rest with my knees together and my legs standing. You're welcome to have your legs extended if you like. So now extend your left leg long. Keep your right foot standing. Bring your left arm out to the side a little bit. The hand above the head. Maybe you want the palm down, but you can try it the palm up. So begin to press gently into the right foot so that we begin to roll the pelvis so we feel the weight shifting to the left side of the body. Allow the head to go along for the ride. Bring your right hand onto your chest. And as you press into the right foot, allow the right hand to reach for the left hand. Now the left side of the body to stay on the floor. And then slowly allow yourself to roll back. So the right knee is more or less face towards the ceiling, and we're just pressing into that foot. Opening into the right pelvis. And slowly rolling hand upon hand. Now, next time we do this, we're going to slowly allow the left leg to draw up as we roll over. Okay, so the left leg drew up, and now it's perpendicular to my body. And I'm going to press the left leg away as I roll back onto my back, trying to keep the back and the side on the floor the whole time. Whatever's comfortable, just rolling that Left knee up, left foot. Try to keep the right leg more or less towards the ceiling as we do this. Relax into the floor side, into the left side of your body and back around. Now the next time we do this, as we bring the left knee up, pressing into the right foot, we're going to bring our awareness to the left fingers and follow the left fingers with our eye until we come into a side seated position. And then slowly, 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 make your way back down reversibly so that you do this slowly and reverse that movement completely. Over to the side. Follow the fingers. You can keep your head low if you like. Center of gravity low. And back up. Off to the side. Slowly back down. Extend the leg. Now this time when we come up, same thing. But as we come up, we're going to come up onto our knees. And back down. Same way. Up to their knees. Slowly and easily. Those legs are apart. We're going to draw the knees together. Now we're going to press this knee out. Draw the right knee in. Press the right leg out. Bringing the weight onto the left. Very slowly shift the weight. Come long on the left side. Press that right leg out. Draw it back in. Use the friction of the floor to provide a little bit of feedback to this movement. One more time. On this side. And then slowly back to seated. To our backs. And just take a break for a minute. Now I'm going to turn around the other way so that when I come up facing you rather than bringing my back to you, although that might be informative. And just give yourself a few minutes of total relaxation here. Scan through your body looking for any tension. Bring your left leg to standing. And the right leg's going to be long. Let's just press into the left foot a few times. Allow the left pelvis to lift up and roll. You can bring the right arm out to the side. Right hand more or less at the head level or higher. And then slowly allow the pelvis to roll back down. Just do a few of these. Bring the left hand onto the breast if you like. Controlling the weight as it rolls onto the right side. Trying to allow the whole right side to stay in contact with the earth. Allow your body to conform to the earth. Okay, so the next time I press into my left foot, I'm going to begin to draw my left hand towards the right hand. Roll onto the side of my body. Relax into the right side of the body. Left knee is more or less towards the sky. Slowly roll back on to your back. Several times. You can move your left foot a little bit each time, changing the movement, varying the movement. Keeping your eye on the left finger, letting that length through your body, left knee towards the sky. One more time. Try to relax into your right leg, your right pelvis. Find that length on the floor and that softness on the floor. Every breath is finding life. Okay, so now the next time we roll over to the right, we're going to bring the right knee up as we roll. To the right side. Slowly back. Slowly reverse the body. Just check in with your breath. Make sure you're breathing. If I were to time my breath on this one, I would probably use the energy of the exhale to move my body into the roll. And then on this roll, we're going to sweep, follow the left hand up into the seated position. This may feel very different than on the other side. Slowly find that reversible path back down to the floor. And just several times. Using your body, using the movement of the weight of your body to facilitate. Don't use the muscles, use smooth, easy. Everything should be reversible. We should be able to move anywhere. I can just move myself right back up with no energy from here. I don't have to use a lot of force. Every part of the movement. Reversible. So this time when we come up, just come into, I have a problem with blank. Let's come into this kneeling position. I'll do this a couple times. Let me slide this leg back out. Back down. And let's do that again. Now, you're going to shift the weight to the right side. Find that length. Begin to press out with the left leg. Find that. I'm going backwards a little bit. This isn't going straight out. Straight out's possible, but going back allows me to keep my pelvis. I don't want to use the word square, but keep my pelvis more or less facing forward. Pressing back. Bring your hands to your hips if you like. This is a totally different experience for me on this side. One more time. Slowly. The slower we can move, the more we can learn. And then come on back down onto our backs. Find a moment of rest on your back. Relaxation and ease. Do a short little body scan. The backs of your heels, the ankles, calves. Thighs, hips, pelvis, lower back, space between the shoulder blades.